Welcome to the Melanin Jelly Project Conversations, a podcast that celebrates diversity and representation in children's storytelling, entertainment, and edutainment. I am the host, Olunosen Louisa Ivaze. On this podcast, I chat with authors and creators of children's books, entertainment, and edutainment. This is also a collaboration with the Ottawa Black Book Club. When I hear from veterans like you, I am always very honored because I know that I am going to learn a lot. Yes, ma'am. I know I'm going to learn a lot. I came across this book.
Yeah.
So I write for adults. And when I started writing for children, I wanted to write a story about an African Christmas. So I had drafted a story. Yes, but I wasn't sure if I was on the right path. So I Googled it, I went online to see what other authors had done. And then I came across this book. But the problem was I couldn't get it in the bookstore. I had to order it secondhand from a library, and it took almost 2 months to get to me. Yeah.
I tell you what's happening. Do you know what's happening? When my publisher passed away, when she passed away, her family, her husband, I think, tried to hold down the business for many years. Mm-hmm. And then he's closed down the publishing. It's shut down. Ooh. So I don't have a publisher. Yeah.
Can't you get these books republished?
That's what I'm trying to do. It's not easy. I've been trying to do that. I've been trying. And do you know what my publisher did? My publisher did not tell me. I did not know they're closed down.
Oh, I see. Now that's the problem. Because I tried to get your books. I wanted to get all the copies, all the books. I tried to get all the books you had written. But all of them are either secondhand. So that was the only way I was able to get this book. So anyway, I hope with all my heart that you find a good publisher willing to republish your books, because these are amazing pieces and very helpful for
thank you. Yeah. It's not been easy. I've been trying to get it published. I've had so many publishers and they've let me down last minute.
Oh.
And they would say, we'll republish. And then just before we sign the contract, they'll pull away.
Find a literary agent passionate enough about your work, and magic for you. Yeah. So I recently started writing for children. This is Crowning Glory.
Yeah.
This is African Safari. So in my Africa is Not a Country series, an African Christmas is one of them. So when I was doing my research, I wanted to see what other authors had written so that I know that I'm on the right path. So that's how I came across your book.
Yeah.
And it's amazing. Yeah. Welcome, Ifeoma Onyefulu. My name is Olunosen Ivaze. Welcome to the Melanin Jelly Project podcast. And like I said in the beginning, anytime I get to chat with veterans like you, I'm always excited because there's a lot for me to learn and there's a lot for the viewers to also learn. So please go ahead, tell me about yourself and what inspired your writing, because I read about you. You are a writer, you are a photographer, and I love the fact that this book has pictures that take me back to my childhood. See this plastic?
Yes.
So go ahead, man, tell me about yourself and your inspiration.
Okay. Thank you so much for inviting me. I'm so honored to be invited. I quite like to talk about my book. So thank you so much. I'm happy to be here. How I started was because I was looking for, the same way you were doing research. For me, I was looking for books about culture. For my son he was a toddler then. So I went to the library. We found books that were about animals. Whenever it's about Africa, they talk about animals.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, very true.
People live there. People live in Africa, and people have culture. People have culture.
People forget that.
We have traditions.
They conveniently
honestly, it's not just the animals.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So, I decided to get in the boring book. And we were reading about the elephants, which is lovely. I like animals. Mm-hmm. But it wasn't I like to read a book that both of us will enjoy.
Yes.
No, not just him, but both of us.
Mm-hmm.
And I was reading this, I was not enjoying it. So suddenly in my head, a voice, it says, B is for beads. Sometimes when you hear a voice, it's as if someone is by your shoulder or left shoulder, right shoulder, but saying something. Mm-hmm. Even I had to look and there was nobody there. But it was so clear, so loud that my pulse, and I said, tomorrow we'll have to continue reading. I quickly went and got a piece of paper and wrote B's for beads. I don't know what that meant.
Okay.
So I rang my mom in Nigeria and I said, I didn't say to my mom, I just said, B is for beads. My mom went, okay, yes, you know your alphabet. She thought I was doing something to do with alphabet. She was like, okay, your alphabet. Yes, what about A? You haven't mentioned, you jumped to the B. And I said to her, but there's something that I have to write down. What is it? I was asking her, what is it? She said, I don't know. But she's always supported me, both my parents. And my mom just said, why don't you come to Nigeria? Maybe you will have that idea when you come. Mm-hmm. So I decided to write from just on a piece of paper. A is for Africa, B is for beads. And I got stuck. So I traveled to Nigeria. I took my son with me. And then when I got there, it was like coming home.
Okay.
I began to see pictures. And my mom was driving me. She was in the car. She was my chauffeur. She would just take me from village to village. And then some of the beads, I had to go to northern Nigeria, which is about 14-hour journey to Kano.
Kano, okay.
So that's how I did Ace for Africa. But before, I jumped a bit actually. Because when I had the idea, I sent it off to publishers. 15 publishers. They all turned me down. I got rejected. But the feeling was so strong that I went ahead and bought a ticket with my son and I, and we flew to Nigeria without a contract. I didn't have a contract. I didn't even know if I ever be a book. But it was so strong, I could not ignore it. So, and when I finished taking the photographs, I came back. Then a friend said to me, hang on, you're looking for a publisher? I said, yes. She said, but you used to work for a publisher. I said, no, I didn't work for a publisher. I did bits and pieces for a publisher. She said, you ring them up. I said, oh, no, I don't know. She forced me. And I rang them and I said to them, I have an idea. They said to me, oh, you want your old job back? I said, no, not my old job. I have an idea for a book. So they gave me an appointment and they got just one lowly person in the office. And that person took a look at the pictures. I said, just hold on. And went and got the editor. The editor went and got the marketing edit and so on. Before you know it, the room was clean. I thought, what's going on? But the mistake I made, because I was new, I didn't know anything, and I should have protected my intellectual property. I didn't.
Oh, okay.
And they gave me a huge advice like that. I didn't realize they were thinking ahead when they gave me huge advance.
Yes.
Huge advance. Oh, yes. And everybody was saying, why would they give you that? I said, I don't know. I took it. I signed. When Ace for Africa came out, a couple of years later, they began to use the idea for I is for India, C is for China. And they did the same format. They made it like, they didn't do it vertical, the same format.
Oh my God.
J is for Jamaica. W is for the world, and so on. So the sad thing is, when I went into schools, people were coming and saying to me, you're prolific. You've covered the world. You are so good. I said, what do you mean? They said you've done C's for China. I said, I didn't do that. I didn't even know they all came out.
Oh, wow.
And I knew where that advance came from.
They had paid you off.
Yeah. Anyway, so that's how I started. Yeah, answering your question, that's how I started writing.
Yeah. So what inspired is this? So this an African Christmas. Because when I was I wanted you to have your copy was because I was going to ask you to read the book to us. So I will have to read the English version. So yeah, when I was reading this book, I liked the fact that you broke it down and you put mom there, and start with Afam saying, "I'm going to be a mom this Christmas. I shall wear a mask over my eyes, my mouth, and my face. No one, not even Uncle Audrey, will know it's me." So what inspired? What inspired an African Christmas story?
Well, I just remembered when I was little how I enjoyed Christmas.
Yeah.
With my siblings, and we used to go to the village. We used to come. You know that thing about everybody goes home during Christmas time. Everybody returns wherever you are.
I experienced that when I was in the university. You know, Christmas we'll spend in Anambra, so that was where I experienced everybody coming home. And here you put okuzu. So when you put okuzu here, as a student in Oka, we used to go to Joneb.
My goodness! Yes, Joneb.
So I know Anambra State. I know Anambra State very well. I know Anambra State very well. Very well. I know Anambra State very well.
No. Oh, yes, Joneb. Oh my God, I've heard that name in a long time.
Joneb, yes, that if you come, when you're coming to Oka from the express, you will see his house, his mansion on the. If you're coming, you see.
Yeah, I remember. Yeah.
From Onitsha, you see his mansion on the right.
Yes. So we used to go to the village, and during Christmas time, they had these glasses. These plastic glasses. It started selling around about maybe in November. Yes, in November, you can go to the market and you can buy different types and different colors. Yeah. And then children will wear it. And then you go to church after mass. That's when you get the parade. Children all dressed up. Walk up the street of it, new shoes, and new clothes, new hats, everything. And they'll visit relatives or family friends, and then you can eat and eat and eat. So that was what I was trying to recreate. And then of course you watch the music, masquerades, mom, and what else? Yes, dance groups, and it's very noisy and full of music and celebration.
Yeah.
So that's what I was trying to review. But I had to use tell the story from a child's eye. Use a child narrator to do it rather than I being an adult to do it. So to bring out the fun part.
Yeah. I think that is amazing that you were able to tell this from a child's viewpoint, because it took me back home. It took me to my childhood. Like I like here where you said that afternoon, my dad asked me to count all the soft drinks in the house and put them in the fridge.
Yes.
And then that's him with the tailor there. The Nigerian Christmas experience I feel is very unique when compared to, I don't know how compared to Christmases around the world, because you are guaranteed, even if you don't get new clothes, no matter how poor you are, even if you don't get new clothes all year, Christmas, you must have Christmas clothes. You must have Christmas clothes. Yeah. As children, as children, that was the only opportunity we had to perm our hair. My mom
I remember.
So either you perm your hair or you braid your hair. These two things.
Oh, hot comb.
Yes.
Hot comb.
That one, yes. There was a time it was then those people who couldn't afford hot comb, they will use soda. They will say yes, they will use it there was soda. People used to use soda then. You use soda in the north, they used to use soda. So that soda we used to wash. Yeah. They use soda. So when you put it in your hair, you leave it for some time to stretch it. Yeah.
No.
Yeah, it will stretch it.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, but it will stretch it. But I liked, you see that feeling, Christmas in Nigeria. What I like about Christmas, which I miss, is the smell in the air. there is that smell in the air. Maybe it's goats, people roasting goats or something. But you know, when you go to the village, there'll be the harmattan. When you come out in the morning, there's the harmattan. There's that smell of Christmas in the air. Which I feel is amazing. So how important do you think it is for writers to tell these kind of stories? Because children now, everybody leaving the country, people growing up in the diaspora. Children growing up in the diaspora will never know what an African Christmas feels like.
No.
So how important do you think it is to tell such stories?
Oh, it is so important to preserve it as well as to tell the story. Because for future children to know, in case it changes, because things change. So it's very important to have all these things written down or photographed, recorded, so that children will learn.
Okay.
Because I remember taking my own children to Nigeria during Christmas time too.
Okay.
So they experienced it. Yeah. Yeah, they experienced that of the in the air, everybody buzzing, everything happening. Something's about to happen. Yeah. So you do get that. Yeah.
Yeah. I think for me, because I schooled in the East and I had the privilege of living in the East, I'm happy that I got to experience that living in the East.
Yeah.
Because it's not something in the South we have it, like Christmas. People, you still have children who wear Christmas clothes, go around.
Yeah.
Those days when we were similar, there is something we used to call Waka for Christmas. So Waka for Christmas, yes, basically is you dress up. That is the only day you are allowed to go and visit your neighbor. And then your neighbor gives you money. There'll be chin-chin, there'll be puff-puff, there'll be a drink. And then when you are there, they'll give you money. So a lot of children most of the time do that. And because it was also a way to getting money gifts. Then they'll come home in the evening and you see them sharing the money. My mom never allowed us to do that. I know I did it maybe once, but we were only able to go to maybe one or two houses. But a lot of children used to move around the house, visiting people. Yeah. Because that was the opportunity they got to do that. But Christmas in the East. Christmas in the East is unique. There's just something about it. Are these the Umuada?
It is.
Or Ndine Mama? All those church women?
Yes.
It is
unique. Really. Yes.
Yes, and I love that. I love that for this book, you used real pictures and not illustrations. Just to give people,
thank you.
To give people a clear picture and an understanding of what it feels like. What are some of the challenges you think authors encounter when trying to tell this kind of stories and get published? What are some of the challenges?
Oh, the challenges are, you've got to, when you have the idea, is delivering. Because, with Illustrator, an illustrator can use their minds and their heads, yes.
Yeah.
So, but you have to see if you can get people's permission. You can tell them. But because my dad is quite well known at Okuzu.
Okay.
He was a magistrate. A chief magistrate. Yeah. So everybody knew him. And so they always say, and also because I was a photographer. I started as a photographer. And I used to go around taking photos. So everybody knows me.
Okay.
So that helps. Everybody says, oh, that's chief magistrate's daughter.
Okay.
So that helped. But when I went to do Ace for Africa, because I moved around a lot, I even updated it. I took some photos from Mali, sometimes from Mali, Ghana, some other West African countries I went to do Ace for Africa.
Okay.
That was a bit challenging because I had to get the confidence of people. And also another thing that helped me is that I stayed with the locals.
Okay.
I didn't stay in a hotel. I didn't stay in a hotel. I stayed with the locals.
Okay.
And if they knew I stayed with the locals and people would trust me, and then they will go for me to, to take photos. So that's the challenge, is making sure what's in my head that I want to represent is being represented. I'm doing it, and it could take a long time to get it right. Yeah.
Yeah, because when I saw that when I saw that you're a photographer, I laughed, because that's why I said I have a lot to learn from you, because we are like in so many ways. I used to take photographs a very long time. Yes, a very long time ago, when I worked in Lagos. I worked for this NGO, where I was the program officer for documentation and research for managing, the Africa region. And I also doubled as an editor for magazine. So it was my duty to get photos for the magazine. And I'm a very creative person. So when I lived in Lagos, my creativity was on fire. I used to take, I'm going to work, because I would drop off after Friday, I would get off at Total. Then I would climb over the bridge and cross over, then walk to my office, which was not too far from Wayed. So from on top of the bridge, I used to take pictures. Women coming from the market, women coming from kids. Yeah. So I used to take photos like that. I would go to Bar Beach, take unique photos, and I used to donate photos to PhotoShare. Back then, I think they've migrated now to a different website. But I used to donate my photos then to PhotoShare. Then I did Accra by road. I went through Benin Republic. I went through Benin Republic.
Oh, wow.
Yes, and I took photos. And I will never forget a friend of mine looking at the photos and telling me, this looks like something you would find in a BBC documentary.
Oh.
Yeah. Then when I left there and I moved to Abuja, I got a bigger camera. I got a Nikon D3200 to capture better photos.
Okay.
Yeah, but then I got caught up with life, and I haven't had time to pick up my camera. But I brought it out again, and I said, you know what? In fact, I brought it out and I said, I put the battery somewhere. I was charging the battery, and I said, I need to bring out this camera.
Yeah.
And teach myself how to use it again, and start taking photos. Because there's just something about creativity. So when I see women who do this, it's amazing. Also for your book, I was thinking that if the publisher has passed away and you can't seem to find another publisher, you could do it yourself. You could have it published on Amazon, and you could have it published on Ingram Spark.
Last year, because I go into British schools to do workshops. I do workshops in schools in England.
Yeah, okay.
And I tell them how I write my books and so on. One day, October last year, not that long ago, 30 children, were clutching a book that looks a little bit like S for Africa, but not quite. And I was raising them thinking, oh, the children have created their own S for Africa.
Okay.
And when I looked inside, the pictures were upside down.
Okay.
The pictures were upside down. So if you are reading like this, you read like that. I don't know what's going on. And I asked the head teacher. They bought it from Amazon. It was a fake A's for Africa.
Oh my God.
Printed by Amazon. Printed by Amazon.
By Amazon. Okay, so I'll tell you what has happened. With Amazon is not a person, it's not a publishing house. What happens with Amazon is this.
Yeah.
When you get your manuscripts done, like when you get your manuscripts, you get it formatted and all, you submit to Amazon. Amazon reviews it, and if they feel that it meets the standards, they go ahead and publish it. They make it available.
I know.
Yeah. So if you have the rights to your book and you have the source files.
No. You know why? They jam up all the pictures. They won't put it in the same format. They won't put it in the same format.
What?
Yeah. It's not going to look like this. It will look like that.
Okay.
And you know, this book, I wish I could show it to you now. It's 64 pages. I said, how can it be 64? It's 32 pages. And I looked, you know what they did? Because when they jammed it off, there were some pages blank. So they decided to get another A's for Africa and cram it in. So you get 2 A's for Africa for 1, but they're all upside down.
Oh no. So I think it's so. What I know about Amazon is this: Amazon does not have this format, this landscape format.
Yeah.
Ingram Spark has it.
Yeah.
So for you to get your book like this, you have to use Ingram Spark. Then if you are going to use Amazon, you might have to use this. You might have to probably use this format.
Yeah. But still, they did. I was in tears because anybody buying the book would think, what's happened to this? They spend money and they get a book that pictures are all upside down.
That is
so for this one, I was in tears. It took me 3 months to get them to take it down. 3 months. I had to prove that I'm the author. I went through a lot before they agreed to take it down. And they warned it will happen again. Can you believe it? It will happen again.
Okay, so when your publisher passed away and her husband took over, and then they closed down the company, did they give you back the rights to your book?
Yeah, I've got all the rights. Okay,
you've got all the rights. So what is happening now is, so I think the challenge here is for you to find a publisher.
I've been doing that.
Yeah. Because I got my book. So this my book, Purple Mangoes, back then. It was published by Bahati Books, based in the UK. It was an e-publisher at that time. So when they closed down, we got our rights back. And I decided, you know what? This manuscript is just lying there. Why not just put it in book form? Yeah, because put it in a book form and just keep it, put it on Amazon and let it be available. Yeah, so that was what I did. It's so unfortunate. It's so unfortunate that happened. I do hope that you actually, because this is the time. I do hope that you find a publisher. Yeah, I do hope that you.
I hope so. I keep trying. I found 2 that were really interested, and then last minute they just dumped me. Without any excuses. Waited for the one was an American, and he told me he's coming to England, and I was so happy. He told me when he was coming to England, and I sent him a copy of A's for Africa. I didn't hear of it. When it came to the time, he pulled away. I got another one who lives not far from where I live, and that also pulled away last minute. So I've been trying for 2 years.
2 years. I think sometimes the thing with publishing is that as authors, our books are like our children. But I always tell authors that always remember that publishing too is a business. First and foremost, is a business. So a publisher too is looking at what they can sell. Okay, this book is nice. Can we sell it? How? Because I did my postgrad in the UK. I had found a publisher willing to publish my work. But after last week, I think she pulled away and said, you know what, your work is good, but my fear is I can't market your work. I'm afraid I can't sell your book. Yeah, that was what she said. I can't sell your book. I can't market your work. So the thing I think that is the challenge with multicultural books. A lot of people not knowing how to sell them. But now it's a trend. It's diversity and equity being a thing now. Everybody is trying their best to hop on the bus of diversity and equity. I think it's a good time for you to try again because they are excellent. These are great stories. Because I remember.
Thank you.
Yeah, I had thought of using my photos because there was a time I had so many photos I didn't know what to do with them. So initially, I had put together a poetry book, and I was going to do the poetry with photos.
Yeah.
Yes, but I was in Nigeria. I didn't know how to format. Now that at least the good thing is that the world has become a global village. Yeah, because of the internet. And all we can easily do, like now when I do my books, once I finish my children's books, I send it off to this guy in Pakistan. He does my formatting.
Yeah.
So all he does is I pay him, he formats it for Amazon, he formats it for Ingram Spark. He sends it back to me and I just upload it and that's all. Yeah. That's it. So the world has become a global village, so anything is possible. The challenge for you to get these people If you have your source files, you can get it formatted. Yeah, you get it. You can. So because it's yours, the beautiful thing is you can actually get it formatted. You can change the style.
Yeah.
You can add to it. You can take out of it and make it yours.
Yeah.
Then it's yours. You put it on Ingram Spark.
Yeah.
The thing with Ingram Spark is Ingram Spark has a very wide distribution. It gets it into online bookstores in different parts of the world. Then Amazon, that's for the, and then it gives you hardback. Then you can use Amazon for the soft paperback, like this one, which I did. Yeah. Because when I check my book statistics, it is selling not in Canada, in the US. But the good thing is that since at the end of every cycle, I get something. So I know that, okay, I don't know who is buying, but I see, because you can, on Ingram Spark, when you create your account, you can open, you see your sales. It will show you the demographics or the geographics. Okay, this is where your book is being sold. This is where people are buying from. This is where people are buying from. And my books are available in English and French, because Canada is a bilingual country. I mean, it's bilingual.
Yeah.
I have it, so it's available in English and French. Yeah. So that I think is great. So how do you think that veteran writers like you can be promoted, can come back? Because when you have a treasure like this and it is abused, because as far as I'm concerned, it's abuse. For somebody to have the audacity to make photocopies, put them upside down, and put it on Amazon, approve it. How do you think? So how do you think that veteran authors like you, who have successfully created such treasures, how do you think that? How do you think that people like you can be encouraged? How do you think we can support you?
It's by talking about it. For example, like podcasts like yours, and so on, and so that people are aware that they're buying fakes and not the real thing, because it's so painful. Because my name is still on the cover, and when people take home these books, they take home rubbish.
Okay.
Yeah, my name was still there. My name was still there. Everything, and when people go to read it, they see the pictures all upside down.
Upside down, yes.
It's terrible. So the only way I think of is to keep talking about it, so that people know. People that bought these books before I even knew about it have been shortchanged, because they are reading their books to the children. How do you cram 2 of these in one? It's quite heavy. When I bought it, they crammed 2 books to make up the space, because these pages, some space left. So they had to put another book in. So I can put 2 books in one. It's crazy.
It doesn't make any sense. Yes, it's crazy.
It's crazy. So the only thing for me to do is to keep talking about it.
If you are going to do it yourself, the person formatting your work will for Ingram Spark will format it like this. But for Amazon, you can't format like this, because Amazon doesn't have. Maybe now they are going to, but they don't have this. So the only thing Amazon will do for you is, if you try Amazon, is you will have to change the formats. But Ingram Spark is a good. So to get your book exactly like this, Ingram Spark is your best bet.
Okay, I went to them, Ingram Spark. Yeah, I did.
Online, okay.
And my photos came out funny. It didn't come out like this. So there was still a problem.
So it's the person. Okay, so
there was still.
So it's the person who did the formatting. That's the problem. So let me explain it to you. So when you, it's like taking your document to a typist, and the typist typing it, and then you print out. Sometimes you can print with white paper. Sometimes you can print with brown paper.
Yeah.
So there are some companies. There are some companies now that you will send your work to and say, look, this is what I have. How can you help me? They will charge you. But what they will do for you is that they will take your work, they will format it for you. They will format it, then they will upload it for you.
Yes. Can I just read a little bit of A's for Africa?
Go ahead. Read the whole book. We want to hear the whole story.
Okay.
Read it and then you show us pictures.
You see it?
Yes. Good. Yes.
A is for Africa, a continent of many peoples. And you can see that Africa is home to them all. They might dress differently, but Africa is home to them all. And then B is for beads. You remember what I told you about how the whole thing started? I'll just get it now.
Yeah.
So B is for beads. A young girl might put in her hair or wear around her neck. You can see that. This photo is for money. Yes.
Okay.
And I decided to change it and put pictures of cars because people were criticizing me, saying to me, "Oh, I don't know cars in Africa." So I thought, okay, I photograph cars. I photograph cars in Lagos. So C is for cars.
Okay.
That we yes, just to bring in the modern era. I'll just do another page. So D is for drums. Drums are used in different ways. It's not just for music. You can use it when a newborn, when people have newborn babies and when they want to name their children, they use drums. And everybody, you will hear the sound of drums. You know something is about to happen. So they use for announcements.
Okay.
The drums are for announcements. And F is for feathers. Feathers that chiefs put on their, you could see it on their caps. And also, they also, yeah. So women can be chiefs too, but they're dressed differently.
Yes.
So just one more. Yeah. Then G is for grammar, telling us stories. So when I did this book, although it's, I wanted to show what you can find in all the African countries, not just in Nigeria, because grammar is everywhere, whether in US or in Nigeria, wherever. So I decided to look for things that would, everybody, will relate to people. People will understand what I'm saying. And H is for houses. I decided to photograph the modern house, you can see it here at the bottom, and then the traditional houses you can see in the north. When you, I think you must have seen. Yeah.
Oh, this is Matter. That is Kofa Matter.
Yes.
Kofa Matter in Kano, yes. I recognize that place.
Yes. Okay, hang on. Do I? Yeah, okay, yeah, that's the way. Yes, that's the one. And you can see them dig, you know it. You dig a hole and then you dye the clothes.
This is the oldest dyeing pit in Africa. This is the oldest
in Africa, yes.
Yes, in Africa, Kofa Matter. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Yes. And then J is for jumping. As you can see, in my village, around about 4:30, children, start playing games and start jumping, and see the community spirit. They all gather around.
Okay.
Although this little boy is actually diving, he's not jumping. And K. This photo, I took in Senegal. I took this photo in Senegal.
Senegal, okay. What's that?
Yeah.
What's that instrument called?
It's called kora.
Kora, okay.
It's called kora. Yeah.
I know the sound it makes, but I don't know what it's called. Okay.
Yeah, kora. And so it's a beautiful instrument. I decided to do that because since it's from Africa, I thought, let me just not use English word. I decided to use the name of the instrument rather than use English word.
Okay.
And L is for ladies admiring each other's clothing. You can see them all dressed up because there's a festival going on. They're all wearing matching clothes. And M is for masquerade. Sorry, I just move this way. It's for masquerade. And in Christmas, we were talking about, you have music, you have a mask, and then the costume, and you can see it there, And I always, when I'm in the schools in England, I always say to them, what's so different about this? I said, our faces are covered. And we didn't even know that we covered our faces due to COVID. Yeah. So the next one, N is for neighbors.
Yeah.
Telling us wonderful stories. And O is for ornaments, because you can see the children all dressed up. So the only way I can match this up is children have face paintings. Yes, but for us we have we on a body woolly.
Okay.
That comes from the land, and you put it almost like Indian women wear color their paint their palms, the palms of their like hair. Yeah.
Yes.
Yes, that's what they've used to drop on their body, to adorn their bodies. Yeah.
Okay.
So that's what this one is for. And then P is for pots. That was in Maduguri. I went to Maduguri.
Maduguri, okay.
I went to Maduguri. Yeah.
Okay.
So P is for pots, clay pots.
Yeah. So this is
and then
okay.
Yes, I need to photograph the queen in Benin.
Okay.
In Benin. That's difficult. That is difficult.
So that's difficult. You can't.
So I got someone.
Yeah.
So I got someone to dress the way they dress. That's it. That I got someone to dress like that.
Yeah, we still dress like that at weddings. Yes, at our weddings we dress like that.
Yeah. So that's what this. So that's what I did here. So and I said that Q is for queen. That long ago, even up to the present, we still have kings and queens. In African, we still have African kingdoms with kings and queens, so that children will know that. Then R is for river. The children are playing and having fun. Then S is for shaking hands. I don't know if you've come across different handshakes when you're in Nigeria. You can say the young people,
yes. Fist bumping, yeah. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Yes.
So
Chimamanda recently was made the Odelua one. Chimamanda.
No.
Okay, she was given a chieftaincy title. And I felt so happy when I saw her doing that thing with Peter Obi. This thing meant the chief. I saw her doing it with him. It felt so good. Yes. So then also, I think that's what they call it.
And then T is for turban. A Muslim man wears, especially if he's learned and he's gone to Mecca. He wears this to show that he's learned, and then he can take the chronic
Malam, okay.
Malam. Yes, that's right. Yes. And U is for uniform, school that's in Ghana, school children in Ghana. So this photo is from Ghana.
Put it up. We can't see it. We can't see
it.
Hold it up. Yes. Okay. Uniform. Okay.
So in Ghana. Yeah.
Okay.
So then the next page is I hope I haven't got 2 pages. No, V is for village, but this is a village quite close to Kano, where this is not house for people to live in. It's a storage for grain.
These are silos. These are silos for storing sometimes yam, food and stuff. These are silos. Grain.
Grains. So you can see the wheat from the top. They open it and then they stash in rice or what's it called again? The grains for making porridge.
Millet.
Millet. Yeah, they store this until it's ready for next year's famine and all that, So they go, and then W weaving.
My grandma used to weave.
Oh, that's amazing.
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
Yeah, it's very traditional. Yeah.
Very.
And X is for xylophone. This is the traditional, xylophone. Yeah. That you see it sometimes in my village, sometimes in neighboring villages.
Villages, yeah.
Then Then the last one is Z, is the zigzag lane that leads to my village, and that's the end.
That's nice. That is a very beautiful story, you know. So what?
Thank you.
Yeah, what do you hope to see happen to your books, these timeless pieces that you've written, and this unfortunate thing that has happened to them? What do you hope to see happen to these books? What do you hope for the future of this book?
What I'm still hoping and I'm still fighting for is to have them reprinted. I want them to be back in the market. But I'll tell you why it's so important to have a publisher. I had a publisher for 20-something years.
Okay.
Nearly 30 years. I had a publisher. They were doing everything. So it's hard. It's hard for me to try to do it now.
You look for educational publishers, people who publish education.
I tried. Yeah. I applied for, I sent all this, about 50 publishers, and they all turned me down.
They all turned you down. Oh, wow.
Yeah.
So it's the thing. It's, you know how they say sometimes it's to think outside the box. Yeah, it's to think outside the box. Yeah.
So I'll keep looking. And I won awards in America.
Yeah, I saw all the awards.
Yeah.
I saw lots of awards because I was reading your bio.
Thank you.
And I saw all the awards that it won. And I went, so why are the books so hard? Because I'm just looking, A is for Africa, Emeka's Gifts, Chidi Only Likes Blue, Ebele's Favorite.
Yeah.
I was just looking through and I was wondering. I saw this Africana Books Award. I think I applied for it.
Yeah.
I mean, as far back as 2005. So there should be something you can do about. I mean, I'll do my research.
Yeah.
If I don't have any information, I'll send it your way. Yeah.
Okay. Thank you.
Yeah, because for me, I don't like when great things like this disappear. I find it heartbreaking. And that is why when I started this podcast, because I realized that there was a gap in podcasts that celebrates diversity and representation in children's storytelling. People focus on books and forget about the authors. So it's like when people come to visit a woman that just has a baby. You come from Mugo, everybody focuses on the baby and they forget about the mom. And that's what happens to authors. People focus on the book and they forget about the authors. So for me, I said, it's great for me to just have one-on-one conversations with authors and just know their experience. And people can also learn. I also run because I set up the Ottawa Black Book Club. So that book club is focused on authors of only Black and African descent. So those are the books that we read. Yeah, and this is 4 years we've been running now, and we have a global membership. So people join us in different parts of the world. So for anything to do with books, that is me. I enjoy doing it. It gives me joy. You know, like talking to you today now, I'm so excited. Yeah, I'm so excited. So if people buy your books, where can they find your books to buy?
People write it through my website. They can order it, then I can send it to them until I have a publisher.
Until you have a publisher.
Yeah.
Here, I'm going to do the honors of doing that. It says, so when I was a child in Nigeria, Christmas for me meant clothes, a church service, presents of money, and watching Mon dancing, just like the boy in this book.
Yeah.
I was thrilled and also terrified of Mon because to me, they look like monsters with no eyes or mouth. Monsters that ran carrying long canes and scattering the crowds. In Igbo land, the part of Nigeria I come from, the word Mon, pronounced Mon, means in masquerade or spirit. The spirit of our ancestors. It has other names in other parts of Africa. Dancing in Mon masks and costumes at festival time is a way of remembering our ancestors. Yeah, remembering and honoring our ancestors. Yeah. Mo are usually men in their 20s or 30s and are often appointed by a council of village elders to perform at a festival. Women are never allowed anywhere near Mo. A woman cannot become a Mo, but she can watch them perform. As a woman photographer, I am allowed to take photographs of Mo, provided I ask permission first and stand at a respectful distance. Mo is mysterious and people like to keep it that way. A would-be Mo goes through some difficult initiation ceremonies before becoming a Mo, and real Mo are magnificent to behold, with their fantastic colors, their incredible dance movements, and the exciting drum rhythms that accompany them. I think this is amazing.
Yeah.
I'm inspired to write a children's story now about masquerade, and I realized I learned something here about Ijele. Ijele is the title of this music festival. So I didn't know that Ijele is a masquerade that comes out a few times a year. It's like the king of masquerade.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's very special. Very special. It doesn't come out just anytime.
Exactly. Yeah. People watching will be curious to know about this story. And it starts with I am going to be a Mo this Christmas. I shall wear a mask over my eyes, my mouth, and my face. No one, not even Uncle Odi, will know it's me. You can't do that, Afam said my sister Vicky. Yes, I can, I said. I love dressing up and I'm going to make the most beautiful, colorful Mo ever. So this is him. This is Afam and his.
Yeah.
So this is for people watching. That's why I'm reading it and I'm showing them.
Yeah.
Have you got a fan, some bits of cloth, a cardboard box, string, a cane, and a feather? Asked Vicky. No, I said. Do you know how to dance? Vicky asked. Yes, I do, I said. I can dance like a Mo. I ran outside. I had to find things to make my Mo beautiful. This is Afam and his feather.
Yeah.
Just then, my mom asked me to buy some palm oil and pepper from Mama Ife to make soup for dinner. I changed my clothes and went out. When I came back, I found a white feather on the ground. I showed it to Vicky. But you still don't have a fan, cloth, cardboard, and string, she said. I'll get them, Vicky, you'll see. Then my mom said it was 3 days to Christmas and a good haircut was what I needed. So I went to the barber's. Vicky had her hair done too. It took a very long time. So that's Vicky having her hair done. Yes. That afternoon, my dad asked me to count all the soft drinks in the fridge and put all the soft drinks in the house and put them in the fridge for Christmas. Then he sent me and my brothers down the road to the tailor, who was making us new clothes for Christmas. And guess what? The tailor gave me lots of pieces of cloth he didn't need. So this is the tailor. That's how I'm putting drinks in the freezer.
Yeah.
Later, I showed them to Vicky. All I need now, Vicky, is a fan, some string, and a cardboard box, and a cane to make the best Mo ever. So this is him and his sister Vicky.
Yeah.
Let's see. The next day we went to church. There were lots of people there and it was good to see them all. When we came back, my mom asked me to buy a box of crackers from Aboki's shop. And guess what? Aboki gave me a cardboard box to make my Mo. So this is them from church.
Yeah.
I showed the box to Vicky. But you still need a fan and some strings, she said. Yes, I know, but I want to start making my Mo now. Vicky came and watched me cutting out the mask. But while I was cutting, my mom and dad told us we were all going to Okuzu, our family's village, for Christmas. So this is Afam and cutting the box, and that's Vicky.
Yeah.
When we reached Okuzu, it was Christmas Eve. There were dancers everywhere. I ran out to watch them. So these are the dancers.
Yeah.
My mom told me they were the new dancers everyone had been waiting to see. She said they were really special. She said they were really special, and I thought so too. One of the dancers gave me a fan and some string, but I still hadn't made my Mo. I felt so sad. So that is him. The next day was Christmas. Next day it was Christmas Day. Everyone was busy cooking and cleaning. After we'd finished, we went to church. I wore my best clothes and a pair of sunglasses. My sister Vicky was wearing a beautiful dress and sunglasses too. She said I looked as handsome as Uncle Audrey. So that is her. That's them. with these timeless glasses. Hold on. Let's see. When we came back, we had a special meal. I ate my favorite food, chin chin, jollof rice, salad, and fried chicken, and drank Coca-Cola. I ate and ate until I thought my stomach was going to burst. So chin chin, that's him there eating chin chin, jollof rice and all.
Yeah.
So this is really good as it introduces children to the culture, the Christmas, the Nigerian Christmas culture.
Yeah.
My friends came to our house and they were all dressed up for Christmas. My mom and dad gave them some money, but I couldn't finish my mom because we all went out again. So that's it. Yeah. There were more dancers in the street and mall too. There was a scary mall, an animal mall, and a teenage mall. So those are the masquerades.
Yeah.
Just when the sun was setting, there was a special gun salute to announce the king of mall, DJALI'S. It was the biggest and most beautiful mall ever. My mom would be just as beautiful as that, I said, and Vicky smiled. As soon as we got home, I went on making my mask. I just had one more thing to do. So this is the DJALI'S.
Yeah.
Yes. The next day, Uncle Odi came to our house. He is my favorite uncle, and I ran out to say hello to him. Then I ran back and went on making my mall. At last, it was finished. That's Uncle Odi, that's him making his mall. I was so excited, I put it on and walked slowly out to where Uncle Odi and everyone would see me. Vicky said, "Look, a wonderful mall, a wonderful, wonderful mall." My brothers played some music and I danced. So that's Afam there. And everyone clapped and clapped. Uncle Odi said the mall was the best he had seen for a long time. So I danced some more like a real mall. Uncle Odi gave the mall, that's me, some money to buy sweets, and I danced and danced until my legs hurt. Now I can't wait for next Christmas. I shall be in an even bigger mall, you'll see. And that's him, yeah. Yeah. So, I would like to say a very big thank you for honoring me today. Yes, I always say that from veterans, I feel that we have a lot to learn. A lot of people will learn from you. I would thank you so much. I'm so sorry that I mean this happened to your books and they were being pirated and sold on platforms. But I just hope that if I find information I can actually send to you, helpful information that will help you with your work. Yes. Thank you so much.
Oh, thank you.
Thank you so much. I'm so honored. Anytime I'm in London, I'll reach out to you to meet you up for coffee or something.
Yes.
That would be great.